This is ABC15 Mornings.
Getting the COVID vaccine.
I would imagine by the time we get to April, that will be what I would call, for better wording, open season.
More doses becoming available, plus when kids might be able to get the shot.
It's still up to the local school board. If they feel it is unsafe to open, don't open.
Reopening classrooms. Health officials prepare to say when and how to make it happen.
The biggest issue is elementary schools. There's one counselor for 2 elementary schools, K through 8.
The mental health of students. Does Arizona need more money to get counselors in schools?
You had people that were unable to get access to their money.
The Rebound Arizona team with a lawsuit settlement that could help you pocket over $700.
That'd be a nice shot in the arm, right? Quite literally here as we move you into a weekend. $700 extra. We can all use anything we can get right now. Good morning to you as we carry you into what is a holiday weekend around here. Kaylee O'Kelly for ABC15 Mornings in studio. My friend Nick Saletti is social distancing from the newsroom. Friday's off to a great start.
Yeah, that's right. Happy Friday, everyone. A lot of news to get to, as always. But first, got to talk about that most accurate forecast. Meteorologist Iris Rosillo joining us right now from home. She's social distancing, and she's got a quick look at what we can expect in the weather department today. Hey, Iris.
Hey, good morning. Let's talk about it because we're waking up to a lot of cloud cover across central and southeastern Arizona. And these thick clouds are managing to squeeze out some sprinkles in spots that you can see in the green, but not all of that is actually making it to the ground. Not enough moisture for that just yet, but those rain chances will be going up today as we track the first of 2 disturbances that are moving in back to back here over the next few days. Our temperature as you get ready to step outside, 56 degrees. It's a milder start thanks to that blanket of clouds. We're actually going to see these clouds thin out and I think clear out for the most part after 8 a.m. Through midday, look for mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the upper 60s by lunchtime. And then those clouds increase again as rain chances also go up too. It's not a high chance for rain, but about a 10% chance for showers here this afternoon into the evening as our temperature will end up a little cooler too, a high of 73 in Phoenix today. But we've got, again, those back-to-back storms coming our way, and that means more rain chances this weekend and better high country snow chances too. Cooler air in time for Valentine's Day. I'm going to take you through all of those changes in that 7-day forecast. But now we're saying good morning to our Chelsea Davis, who's watching our Friday morning drive. And Chelsea, we're all hoping for a Friday light.
Yep, and you nailed it, Iris. That's exactly what we see right now with our accident log group traffic maps. And knock on wood, right? We want it to stay that way. Let's look at them together. We're going to start on the east side of town. US 60, I-10, the 101, all of the 202s looking clear. Even into and out of Maricopa, all green flows. On State Route 347 at this point. North Valley, I-17, 303, Carefree Highway, looking nice and green. If you're traveling from the west side of town, not many breaks yet on Grand Avenue, so that's some good news. I-17 approaching the stack, not too shabby, but you will see some breaks on I-10 as you get closer to downtown Phoenix. Same with I-17 around 19th Avenue. You're going to travel less than 20 miles per hour there, just a higher volume of traffic. So give yourself a little extra time. But I'll keep watching the roadways. I'll check back in. I'll show you some desert drive times in a few.
Chelsea, thank you. 6:03 on this Friday. Today, pharmacies in Arizona will join the vaccination efforts. Nearly 200 here in the Valley will get a supply as part of a partnership with the federal government. Appointments also opening today. We're told the best way to check on availability is to keep checking the Vaccine Finder map on the state's vaccine website. This comes as Maricopa County is expanding its vaccine eligibility to anyone 65 and older. That starts on Monday at vaccine sites run by the county health department. The state already made this decision, but county health officials said they didn't have enough vaccine supply until now. It's welcome news to those who have been waiting for their turn to roll up their sleeve.
I'm excited to get it. I want to be able to be with my friends and visit my dad in his care home.
Maricopa County estimates there are nearly 400,000 adults ages 65 to 74 who will now be eligible starting Monday.
Well, today the CDC will release new guidelines for schools, and they are expected to outline 5 key strategies: hand washing, masking, social distancing, ventilation, and contact tracing. Research out of Stanford warns students in the U.S. could see their lifelong earnings cut by an average of 6 to 9% unless schools are able to make up for learning loss. Officials with the Biden administration say the plan is to give school districts guidance on when it's safe to open schools and how to operate safely.
We are eager to hear more about the clear science-based guidelines for opening schools and how we can do that safely and how we can keep them open. The president will not rest until every school is open 5 days a week. That is our goal.
Meantime, Dr. Anthony Fauci is also saying kids as young as first grade could be authorized to get vaccinated by September. And new for you this morning, some data is showing more kids are skipping class as schools do continue virtual learning. Districts reporting a more than 2% drop in daily attendance last fall compared to the previous year. Schools are now having to find ways to help those kids who are not showing up to learn virtually here in the Valley. The Kyrene district recently started doing home check-ins.
The focus shifts today in the Senate impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump. His defense team will lay out its case later on. The House impeachment managers wrapping up arguing the rioters on January 6th felt encouraged by the former president and zeroed in on his slow response to the violence that day.
Is there any political leader in this room who believes that if he is ever allowed by the Senate to get back into the Oval Office, Donald Trump would stop inciting violence to get his way? Would you bet the lives of more police officers on that? Would you bet the safety of your family on that? Would you bet the future of your democracy on that?
The former president's defense team has indicated it may wrap up in just a few hours, which could set up a final vote for tomorrow. We will have live coverage of the proceedings starting at 10 o'clock this morning. You can still watch our local newscast on ABC15.com and your favorite streaming devices.
Well, there are some new details to share with you this morning about police reform in Phoenix. ABC15 obtaining an internal memo, and it shows some city council members want to move funds set aside for the Office of Accountability and Transparency. The office is set to be civilian oversight for the Phoenix Police Department. Instead, though, some want the money to go toward fighting homelessness. Councilman Carlos Garcia tells us he worries the city would sacrifice an effort many in our community have asked for.
It's not recognizing what's happening in our community. I don't think the two things are mutually exclusive. I think there's a way to do both, and doing this, taking one to do the other is not a way to move forward.
And right now, the Office of Accountability and Transparency is on hold. But this time last year, the council approved setting aside $3 million for it. But in November, they couldn't get enough votes to officially get it off the ground. The memo states the city could divert this year's funds along with any future funding. Tax season officially begins today. The IRS delaying it by 2 weeks because the agency needed more time to test systems. And our Mark Thompson joins us live on this Friday morning. Mark, the pandemic leading to a lot of changes this year that we all should be aware of. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. And for some filing their taxes, it is going to be a little bit different this year, but the IRS stresses and they want to make clear that everybody knows the deadline is the same this year, April 15th. We've had some extensions in the past, but it is April 15th again this year. Also, the quickest way to get your refund is to file electronically and to use direct deposit. Now, if you go that route, you should get your money within 3 weeks. If you're still owed money from the first or second round of stimulus payments, filing your taxes early is likely the quickest way to secure those funds. Taxpayers who didn't receive a stimulus payment or who didn't receive the full amount that they were owed can claim the missing funds through the recovery rebate credit on their 2020 taxes. As for most of us working from home, that should not change how you file.
Well, if you're an employee, it's not possible. If you're an owner or a real estate investor, a professional investor, then it is possible. So this is one case where employees don't get the same benefit as business owners.
Now, as for those stimulus checks, recent surveys show that a large portion of Americans think that those payments are taxable, but the IRS stresses they are not taxable and you do not need to add those to your gross income.
Well, they're not, because they're actually a credit against your tax. So they're not only are they not taxable, but they're not taxable for really any purpose. They're not taxable for state income tax either.
Now, a couple of other new things this year. As for charitable contributions, you do not have to file an itemized return this year. And for teachers, you can now write off up to $250 for personal protective equipment that you purchased for your classroom. Reporting live this morning, Mark Thompson, ABC 15, Arizona. Back to you guys.
A great message for our educators, Mark. Thank you. Up next on ABC 15 Mornings, what's in the vaccine? What's not? A special Health Insider report answers the question so many of you are asking.
Plus, a mission to educate and feed the most vulnerable on this morning's We're Open Arizona segment, an organization finding a more sustainable way of living.
Well, let's talk now about that most accurate forecast, because you're going to wake up to clouds across the valley, although those clouds aren't bringing us much in terms of rain. You're seeing a little bit of green on Desert Doppler radar, but I was telling you earlier, it's likely mostly that virga, that term you've heard me use before. It's rain that comes from these clouds, so there's enough moisture to squeeze out some raindrops, but not enough moisture at the surface for these raindrops to actually make it all the way to the ground. So much of this is not making it to the ground. If it is, it's in the form of just a few sprinkles as that band of thicker clouds moves from northwest to southeast. Eventually, though, we're going to see these clouds clear out. I think by around 8 to 9 a.m., we're already seeing them push off to the southeast, and we're in for mostly clear skies, at least for a few hours before our storm moves in. So we do have a storm system on the way, and that's why these clouds are moving in. In fact, as I show you on water vapor imagery on this satellite view, you see that dark spot in California? You can clearly see our next storm that's heading our way. It's going to move in this afternoon, and that's when we see our rain chances go up, but they're not going to go up very high. Just about a 10% chance for showers in the valley. That means maybe a few sprinkles or a stray shower as you're heading home this afternoon, as you're picking up the kids from school. Again, that potential is there. A 10% chance from about noon to 8 today, then clearing out after that with mostly clear skies overnight. Temperatures will be a little cooler as this storm system moves in. We're waking up to temperatures in the 50s now, so it's actually a little milder than it was yesterday because of that blanket of clouds, but then by this afternoon, our high only reaches 73, about 3 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. So that's the first storm system that we're talking about. It will clear out by tonight, and then tomorrow morning we actually start the day with mostly clear skies around the state. Here's 5 a.m. But by tomorrow afternoon, our next storm system's already approaching. We're going to start to see some snow showers develop in the high country tomorrow afternoon and evening. And for the valley, there's a slight chance of showers late Saturday night, with our better rain chances coming overnight into early Sunday morning. And by better rain chances, I mean we're talking a 20 to 30% chance for rain. So this storm is not going to bring as much of an impact to the valley as it will across the high country. For us here in the Phoenix area, thinking light rainfall amounts, and again, the key timing will be Saturday night into Sunday morning, so it likely shouldn't impact your plans too much here through the weekend. Sprinkles are possible today, then tomorrow showers are possible after 5 p.m. and then into tomorrow night and early Saturday morning. Rainfall amounts still look really light, around 1/10 of an inch of rain, if not less. We're also going to get some gusty winds. Those wind gusts will be as high as 30 miles an hour here in the valley, and they're going to start to pick up by tomorrow afternoon and evening, so just be aware of that. Our high temperatures will also get cooler. We'll go from 73 today and 73 tomorrow. Then once that cold front moves in, we're dropping into the upper 60s by Sunday. So again, minimal impacts here for the valley. It's just going to be breezy to windy and cooler with a slight chance for rain. Then we're drying out in time for President's Day, and by Tuesday, just another slight chance for rain with highs in the upper 60s to near 70 for most of next week. Now, I mentioned the impacts across the high country will be more significant, so we're going to talk about the snowfall amounts and what's in the forecast for folks up north here in the next half hour.
ABC 15 Desert Drive Time, sponsored by Accident Law Group.
All right, thanks, Iris. Looking forward to it. Let's look at our Accident Law Group traffic maps. We have Friday light conditions, everyone. Hooray! That was going to be rejoice and hooray. Instead, I just said ray. But you know what? It's great. Let's just move on, shall we? We're looking at the Accident Law Group traffic maps. My husband's off to the shoulder, or off to the shoulder. Again, traffic terms. Off to the corner laughing. Okay, get it together. Okay, east side of town, we look good. Lots of green flows. West side of town, you're going to see your normal stop and go on I-10 heading into downtown Phoenix, and you're going to see the brakes on I-10 start closer to 51st Avenue. So just a heads up there. I-17 around the Durango curve, also some slight brakes, but no reported crashes. North Valley looking clear and quiet. In fact, Iris was just talking about how she's going to mention the high country forecast. If you're traveling on I-17 north up to Flagstaff at this point, it's going to take you less than 2 hours to get up there, and all green flows, so that's some good news. The rest of the drive times are looking pretty good as well, depending on where you're headed for State Route 74 or maybe even US 60 if you want to head over to Wickenburg. So far, all green.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. It is 6:17. You know, we all have questions, even concerns about the COVID-19 vaccine and the rollout. Our ABC15 Health Insider team, though, is taking your questions straight to the experts. These are medical pros here who deal with this on a daily basis, all to take you beyond the headlines for in-depth coverage on these issues so you can make the best informed decision for yourself and the people you love. One of the questions that we've been asked by so many of you is, what's in the vaccine and what is not? All new for you this morning, we take a closer look.
So, obviously there's always, anything new is kind of feared, right?
As more people continue to get vaccinated in the fight against COVID-19, myth-busting efforts are also underway to ease fears tied to the vaccine.
You don't have to wait until the vaccine becomes available to you to start questioning it. Start looking at it now.
To help ease those fears and get you more expert information, we turn to our ABC15 Health Insider, Dr. Wasim Balan.
The one thing that I would want people to kind of look at all the healthcare workers who've gotten the vaccine. I mean, those are the people who know what this vaccine does and see how excited they are about the vaccine.
The infectious disease specialist was vaccinated a few weeks ago, and he says anyone curious about potential side effects should learn more about it.
If we're thinking about the science of the mRNA vaccines, we don't expect that that's something that is going to cause issues in the future, because the mRNA is given through the vaccine. It gets translated into the part of the virus that your immune system needs to recognize and build the immunity against, and then that mRNA disintegrates immediately.
But he also says finding accurate information from a trusted source is imperative and key to your peace of mind.
I'm here also to guide you in terms of where to get that knowledge and how you can separate, fact from fiction, or from, the ideas that can be scary sometimes. What is exactly in that vaccine? We know it's mRNA. There's no fetus tissue in it. There's no eggs in it. There's no ingredients in it that would, that would make it an unsafe vaccine. But again, go back and question everything you see on social media. Try to look up that information. Call your doctor and ask that question.
Yeah, even if it feels awkward, he said it's okay to call a healthcare pro about your concerns. Our ABC15 Health Insider series is diving deeper into the things impacting your health and the health of those around you by getting expert advice from people who know it. They see it every day in their work and they study it. Do you have a question, maybe a story you want our health insiders to take a closer look into? Email us, please do, at healthinsider@abc15.com.
620, don't mess with a mom and her kids. A Texas woman going viral this morning thanks to a video of her tackling a suspect. The man's accused of peeping through her 15-year-old daughter's window. Look at this. She called the police. They found the suspect nearby. He tried to run away. Boom. She goes in for it. She tackles him. Her daughter even helped hold the man down until police could get there. Look at this.
You gotta love her bravery right there. And the officer gave her a fist bump for it. So there you have it. Hey, coming up, the academic and emotional challenges of getting our kids back into the classroom. Does the state need more counselors in our schools?
And this is American Idol. Last year, the season ended virtually, but this year, American Idol is adapting to the pandemic again. We'll give you a preview of season 4. That was my best Ryan Seacrest impression. Sorry, guys.
Welcome back, everyone. Our We're Open Arizona series continues, where we are featuring different locally owned businesses and organizations, how they're adapting through the pandemic, and also how you can support them. So today we're going to introduce you to former Phoenix Mercury player and WNBA coach Bridget Pettis. She founded Project Roots AZ a year ago. It's a nonprofit organization educating people on how to grow their own food at 2 community gardens in Phoenix. They also offer seasonal produce delivery in certain parts of the valley. They can also be found at the farmers market at Spaces of Opportunity. So if you want one of those produce bags, it comes with things like garlic, mixed lettuce, cilantro, celery, and more. They also sell garden boxes. Plus, Project Roots supports those experiencing homelessness, giving out hundreds of produce boxes weekly. During the pandemic, they lost their soup kitchen, but just reestablished a new one at First Phoenix.
this has affected us in a very big way, but not also just the need, but also an awareness of that this is the type of food that we need to be eating right now. You know, natural food that's coming from the ground. We don't put anything in the food to grow it. It's naturally grown, and just people being more aware that it's a wise time to eat healthier.
It's all about promoting a healthier, natural, and more sustainable way of living. For Black History Month, every Saturday, you can come to Spaces of Opportunity and plant herbs and flowers in the garden to bring beauty in the bees for pollination and to help the food grow. They're also accepting donations for their different programs. So if you want to check out some more information, head to projectrootsaz.com. Who should we feature next? Let us know. Email us at openandaz@abc15.com.
All right, Chelsea, thank you. American Idol's back this weekend. The fourth season will be a little different than what we've seen before, with Idol hopefuls sending in video auditions, but the judges will be reunited.
We also hope that it may motivate somebody to try out that may have not necessarily tried out on a normal year.
We're going to be back on a set. Thank you very much. I'll be sitting next to Katie and Luke. Hallelujah.
Yeah, the new season premieres on Valentine's Day. You can watch it with your sweetheart on Sunday at 7 o'clock right here on ABC 15.
It's always a warm and fuzzy, right? Especially at this stage of the game. 6:26, and up next at 6:30, more funding for our schools. We're going to take an in-depth look at the state superintendent's call to get more social workers and counselors into schools for our kids.
And it's a popular supplement claiming to help with brain function, but does the research back it up? The Rebound Arizona team with a class action lawsuit that could impact you.